Hi everybody, and welcome to this tutorial about our online registration system at Western Dubuque Community School District. This video is being put together to help you save time with the registration process and to help you get information about your student into our student information system. So let's start going through the process. When you come to the Western Dubuque website, the register button is an important button. That's where you'll find information about our registration process. You can go there and it'll walk you through the information. If you're a parent who already has been using our parent portal system with your student, you can just jump right over here to our portal button. And when you click on that portal button, you'll arrive at this screen, which would look familiar to you. Enter in your username, enter your password, and click sign in. If you received in an email, if you received an activation key right here, when you click there, that will take you to the page where you can use that activation key. So I'll just copy and paste and you can put that key number in that spot. Once you've entered into the portal, you'll be in this portal and you go down into the lower left-hand corner and you'll click on online registration. When you click online registration, you'll have a window that comes up like this and you'll see all of the students that you have enrolled in the district appearing here. Just take a look and make sure that they're the correct students. If they're not your students, you'll want to get out of this and notify the central office immediately that something isn't correct with your system. Once you've verified that all that information is correct and you're in the 18-19 school year, in this case, you just click Begin Registration. All of the information that you already currently have about your student inside of our student information system will now be pulled into your online registration form. That will speed the process up for you. In the upper right-hand corner, you'll see an application number. Jot this number down. That's really important because if for some reason you have to stop doing the registration process, you'll be able to come back into it again by using that number. Make sure you jot that number down. Read the screen. In fact, get in the habit of reading everything that appears on the windows because it is all important information. And then you'll click Begin. Across the top, you'll see tabs. Each tab has very important information inside of it. Right now, you'll see the blue tab is the tab that I'm working in currently. The green tabs mean I've already entered my information into those tabs. The very first time you go into this, you'll only have this very first tab being blue. These will not be activated for you. You can only move on to the next tab once you've completed all of the information that you see on the pages. So answer the questions that you see in here, read the screen, click Next, move on to whatever's asked for in the next pleat that we call these. Click Next, move to the next ones down. When you've answered all of the questions, click Save and Continue. And if everything has been answered, you'll see that you've moved on to the next tab. If they haven't been answered, it won't let you move on. You'll see the parent and guardian information right here. Answer the questions. These will appear as yellow the first time you go through here. It means information hasn't been totally answered yet. You may not have to add anything. This program wants you to go through and just verify that everything is accurate on the screen. So you'll just click your Edit and Review up here in the corner, go through, answer the questions that you see right in here. Again, ways that you would like to be contacted will be right over on the side. And you just keep clicking Next and you just keep moving through. Now, it is important that you realize that these drop-down menus will usually activate further drop-down information depending on what you select. So if you select yes in this case, more information came up. If I would have chosen no, I don't have as much information. Now, you may feel like you're going to be a little bit discouraged when you see that there's extra questions, but we tried to make this as simple as possible and reduce the number of forms that you've had to fill in from year to year. Everything is pretty much included inside of our system right here. So even though it seems like more is there, you're actually going to be saving yourself time, because once you submit this form, it's going to be put into the student information system, and that's going to just save you lots and lots of time in future years. So take the time now to answer the questions as thoroughly as possible. Again, I click next, move to the next window that we have. I answer those, I click save and continue. I move on to my emergency contacts. Emergency contacts are very important. We're asking that you have no more than 3 emergency contacts listed inside our student information system. That will help us be able to notify somebody in case we can't reach you if there's an emergency at school. Again, these will appear as yellow. You'll need to click the edit and review, have it move through the screen, answer all of the questions, keep moving on to next, answer the questions, keep moving through, click save and continue. You'll move on to the next tab that you have. Now, this is non-school age children. An example of what you would use this for is, let's say that you have a 1-year-old at home. If that's a child who isn't ready for school yet, please go in here and add the information in about that child, because that is going to save you time in the future when that student does become school age. So that student will already be entered into the system. See, this is another example of how we're trying to save you time through this whole process. I think you're going to like seeing the results as time goes on with this. So you just go in and add that information. Once it's entered, just click that save and continue. And then you move into where the bulk of the information takes place inside our student information system. All of your children, all of your students will appear right here. Right now in this example, I only have 1 student. That student will appear in yellow because I haven't gone through and changed information or added information yet. So next to the student, I click the edit, and it moves on and asks me questions. Answer everything, read and answer, and always click next once you've answered. If you miss something that's required on the page, it won't let you move on until you do go back and answer. A big red box appears on the screen saying you haven't completed this question. All you have to do is to get rid of that box is just click in one of these white areas over on the side right in here, and you'll be okay with that. So keep answering the questions as it goes through. It's pulling in information that we already have in campus inside of here. Answer, remember the drop downs. If you choose yes, it would reveal more information. If you would choose no, it may reveal more information, or you may get a shortened version as you go through. So keep continuing, clicking on next, answer the questions, keep going through, answer those questions as you're going through all of this. Now, if your student is coming from a different school district, enter in the name of that school district here, and if the child is currently suspended or expelled. We need to gather this information, so make sure you do include that. If you have a transcript or an up-to-date report card from another school, you're free to submit a digital copy by clicking right here on this button, and that will go into the student's information system. Or you can just send the paper copy with your child to school. It's that simple. Click next. Keep filling in information as you go through all of this. You have your relationships. Just fill in what each person's relationship is to the child you're filling in this information about. And then we get to the emergency contacts. Now, we do want to know what the relationship is to the student inside of here. So if it's an aunt, an uncle, a friend, a brother, a sister, that's okay. Enter that information in here. You'll also notice that we have who to be contacted over on the side. So if it's usually a mother or a father or a stepfather or a stepmother, you'll see them up here with the sequence of who should we contact first and who should we go down through later with all of that. That's handy for us. We will try to follow that order as best we can. Now, we do have a big part of the student information system is keeping up on the medical history of your student, as well as who do we contact if something happens at school that would be a dire emergency. That happens very, very seldom, but you never know. It could happen. So just fill in all of this contact information that we have. Now, we do have legal requirements as far as immunizations go and keeping a history of those immunizations. And you'll notice right in here that there are certain immunizations that students do need to have at certain points in their educational career. So make sure you do answer all of these questions very thoroughly so we have that information inside our student information system. If you do have information that is a digital copy, you can please feel free to upload that and it will be put into your student's information. Also remember, if your child is a preschool, a PK, or a kindergarten student and they're attending school for that first time, we do have certain other requirements. So when you click yes, my child is attending preschool or kindergarten, a menu will open requesting information about your student. It sometimes, from the tests that we did with this, there were some people who felt like there was a lot of information there, but it's still information we've always asked. Now instead of writing, you're just able to click and just type in blanks. So it's really important. You only have to do it that one time when they're those young students. So that'll save you a lot of time, and it does automatically go into our system, so it's saved there. So thank goodness for that. So just fill all of these in. You click next. Just keep answering all of the questions, and don't forget, whenever it's asking for a signature, type in your signature right there. Everything will be great when you have all of that. So we do have to verify that you're the person going through submitting this information. Right up in here, if you haven't selected these little boxes that are right up on the top right up here, a button will come in that will ask for you to add a condition or add medications. If your student does have a condition that we should be aware of, make sure you do add that inside the system. If they do have medications we need to be aware of, please add those also. This information right here that's coming in for this particular student was from way back in 2012. So we're pulling that information in here so you can verify if it's current or it's not current. And you can add as many as you would like underneath there by clicking this button. Fill in the rest of the information that comes through here. Again, don't forget, you do need to sign and you do need to date with all that information. And we have a transportation pleat that comes across here, wondering, how's your child going to be arriving at school and leaving school, whether it's on the bus or walking, or if they're driving, if they're of legal age to be able to drive. So that information is being requested here. Please make sure you fill that in as completely and thoroughly as you possibly can. That will help our district out a lot by doing that. And you just continue to add the information in as we go through. We have a fees pleat right here. There's nothing that you have to enter into here. This is all for your information, so you know how we collect fees and how you can make online payments through our RevTrack program. So you can just feel free to review any information there. This is about our meal plans that we have. Please go through. You can click on the links and it will explain and take you to the website that has this information in. Please feel free, read through all of this information. It will help clarify free or reduced lunches. It'll explain what the fee structures are. It'll take you to the different forms you may need to have. So please review all this information. When you come through here, we also have our activity participation pleat that we have in here. We have a concussion form that's required if you have any student who's involved in athletics. They do need to fill out that concussion form. We have a good conduct form also for students who are involved in all activities that happen at school. Even if you're a kindergarten parent or a first grade parent or a second grade parent, we do ask that you check these because they are required fields for us. We just want to know that you're aware that these are the expectations that are going to be happening with your child as they go up through the grades. So it doesn't take any time to just click those little buttons right there. please fill that in. And then we also have a requirement that if your child is going to be involved in any athletic, that they have to submit a physical before they can participate. So right here we have an acknowledgement that you understand that they have to have a physical if they participate in an athletic activity. And also we have a link over to the physical form, so the parents, you as the parent, can download that form, take it to your primary health care provider or whoever's giving the physical, and they can sign that. If you make a digital copy of that, you can upload that here. It'll go into the student's student information system. Or again, you can have that paper copy brought to school, submit it to the school secretary, and then we'll enter that information in. You just click next once you've completed all that information. Right here, we have the acknowledgments that we have our consent forms that happen during the year. We have a media consent form, which just means that it's okay for your child to be in class photos if they happen to be in a photo when the students are on a field trip or some activity that's happening at school. It's okay if we're using your student's photo during the course of the day with the activities we have. We also have the field trip form right here if it's okay for your child to go on a field trip. And we also have down here the technology consent. You'll notice that the only option that you have for the technology consent is yes, you agree to it. In today's educational world, it's almost impossible to not use technology with the students in some form for them to learn. It's just a reality of our world today. If you do not want your child to use technology in any way, please contact the school that your child goes to, and the appropriate people will be notified that they cannot use technologies during the school day. Think twice about that one and think carefully on that, because in today's society, technology is so intertwined with everything. Although we will respect totally any wishes that you have as far as technologies go. Down on the bottom, do the best that you can for signing down there. If you have a touch screen, that works best. I did this with a mouse and it was not good at all with what I did, but that suffices. It's okay with that. So sign the best that you can, save and continue. A warning will pop up that once you submit your application, make sure you don't do anything with your computer until you receive a verification that it's been submitted. I click save and continue. I'm back up here to the top again. I click save and continue. I'm now ready to go to my completed submission screen that we have. Read through the information on here. You can print out a copy of this if you would like to print out a copy of it. But when you're all ready to go, click that submit your application. You'll get a warning window before you confirm, just to make sure everything is okay. I would recommend that if you're going to go back again, that you write down this number in the upper corner again, because you're going to need that to continue to edit. So once I click confirm, I need to wait and wait until the verification screen comes up that says I did everything okay and it was submitted. You'll receive an email once the process is finished and everything has been entered into our student information system. Thank you so much for your patience with this video. I hoped it helped, and I hope you're really excited about being able to use the online registration process rather than paper copies. It's going to save you a lot of time, and it's going to help us out in the school district to help keep accurate information about your child. So thank you, take care, and I look forward to seeing you around the Western Dubuque School District.